Alex Lukwago is a 21-year-old law student at Makerere University. I met him in his hall revising for his forthcoming exams. He has been visually impaired since he was 5. Lukwago says he has faced quite a number of challenges ever since he lost his sight.
To be blind implies that you have to be rich much as we are poor. The other is a general rule which has an exception. So this is because most of the equipment we use, ranging from what we use for writing, what we use for moving, and what we use in our daily life, tends to be expensive.
He says fellow students and some lecturers still stigmatize him and his visually impaired colleagues.
Usually when we are with other so-called normal students, the first time you meet them, they are all astonished. It's also failure to understand our situation. By some lecturers, they don't know how they are going to treat you, how they are going to be teaching, whether in fact they associate disability to slow learning.
Although he is a government-sponsored student, he says more needs to be done. Lukwago is lucky to be a government-sponsored student where most of his necessities are provided. However, many of his private-sponsored colleagues are going through a different experience.
Over 90% of persons with disabilities do come from very, very poor families. And yet their equipments which they do use in day-to-day life, they are too expensive. For instance, the crutches I do use, minimum price is 150. Braille machines used by visually impaired students, they cost from 1.8 million, which is too hard to be gotten by someone who is coming from a very poor family.
Their leaders organized for a fundraising ceremony to help them raise money to buy the equipment. It was attended by the university administrators and other leaders of people with disabilities in Uganda. During the function, the students blamed the university administrators for neglecting to install facilities like ramps on the campus.
Persons who are using wheelchairs, it's sad to note that most of their lecture rooms are third floors and fourth floors. They find it hard to access them, and we have reported this over and over. But the university has done little to see that this challenge is addressed.
If you visit the Africa Hall, in the past there were only steps leading the entrance of Africa Hall. But as I talk now, at least there's a ramp. One can slow down rather than saying it's completely nothing.
They say the lack of such facilities has made their academic pursuit much more difficult. That's not all. These learners face other challenges.
The university has not engaged us in policy formulation and about the challenges we do face.
By the end of the function, close to 5 million shillings had been put in the basket to help the students acquire the equipment they need. Solomon Kawesa, MTV.